Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing an 8-4 Magic Origins draft. Hangerback Walker, easy pickup, 10 tickets, and keeps us completely open, and it's a bomb card, so everything good you want out of a card. And honestly, not even kind of close. There's not even like something else here that's a bummer that I'm passing. Like everything else in this pack is kind of substandard compared to the Hangerback Walker. Rock Mauler, Titanic Growth, and Titan Strength. Gnarroot Trapper if you're, in the elf deck. Those are like the only actual good cards in this pack. Everything else is pretty mediocre, so awesome. Happy to take the best card out of that pack. Alright, follow-up pick. Probably take the Suppression Bonds. Pretty solid removal. I mean, Bounding Crisis is awesome, but taking a 2-color card does not seem correct. I like your Crow and Sergeant. And yeah, nothing else too crazy in here. And Shrouding Mist is fine. Titan Strength's fine. But let's take Bonds. Definitely. It definitely seems like the best card here. Wow. Past the Consul's Lieutenant. Well, might just have to pluck that up, right? Another Crone Sergeant, Scab Goliath, Unholy Hunger, decent cards. We're going to take Lieutenant. If we're getting past a Lieutenant, that definitely means the two people passing to us. Well, the first person took the rare, presumably. The next person was like, I'm not going to be in white, and I don't care about this Council's Lieutenant, because there's not like a ton of things I take over Lieutenant this early, right? Like, what are a bunch of things you would take over Lieutenant early? Even Fiery Impulse, I would argue Lieutenant possibly is better than that, since it's like just such an efficient creature with an awesome upside. Alright, well, we've got Reeve Soul, 4th pick, not necessarily signed. We could take the Enshrouding Mist, stay straight white, still very good with Lieutenant, awesome combat trick. There's also Titanic Growth. There's also Somberwald Alpha. Alpha works really well with the Renown. Definitely. I feel like Unshrouding Mist is not nearly as good as Somberwald Alpha or Reeve Soul. So the question is really, do I want to do... Would I prefer to go like a green-white Beats or a green-black... Or a white-black, excuse me. Reeve Soul's pretty awesome. Tough to deny that. But Somberwald Alpha, I always pass it, and I always want to play it. I kind of want to take it here. It is a 4-drop, though, which is less exciting than the 2-drop Reeve Soul. And I could just take Enshrouding Mist because I'm probably going to guarantee to play it. But I'm going to take the better card in Somberwald Alpha and see if that pans out for us. Alright. No good white or green pick here. There is a Goblin Glory Chaser, which I don't think is phenomenal, but it seems like it's the best card remaining in this pack. So I guess we'll take it. Maybe red-white. I do really want to make white work, but we'll see if we get that luxury. All right, clear the forward order. I'll take it. Nothing else too crazy good in here. Yeah, nothing else really good at all, to be honest, so... pretty happily. I actually like to clear it quite a bit. All right, that's a late Celestial Flare. I think I am going to take it over the Titanic Growth, mostly because, like I said, I almost assuredly want to be in white now, having two pretty good 2-drops, one clearly better than the other, and a Suppression Bonds. And getting a Flare pick 7 could be the sign I'm looking for that I'm supposed to be in white too. I don't think Celestial Flare is insane in this format, but I actually like it quite a bit. It's one of those cards that's hard to keep hidden. Like, usually you're tapping your mana in a way when you want to keep it up that it's like, oh, my opponent's got a Celestial Flare. That's like the only real issue I've got with it. It is kind of a card you can play around. Alright, there's a lot of blue picks late, but none of them are good, which is a dilemma. I probably just want to cut white, take the tactics. None of these blue cards I really want to play anyway. I don't really want to play the tactics, to be honest, but... Alright, Auramancer for currently Suppression Bonds, maybe? Yeah, there's nothing else here, I guess. All right, Mighty the Masses is actually a very good card. Otherwise, I'd take like a Screeching Scab. Screeching Scab works okay with Auramancer if I've got a few auras. I like Mighty the Masses, though. It's a great combat trick. I would still like to play the Alpha, but admittedly, we're seeing late blue. Well, I mean, it's a late Mighty the Masses. I think Mighty the Masses is a very playable card. Weight of the Underworld this late is kind of surprising. Card's just really good. Could take Mantle of Webs. I don't really like it, even when you have an Auramancer. I think we'll take the weight. All right, Heavy Infantry. I'm just going to cut the white card here. Sure. Okay, and yes. All right, well, pretty nice pack one. Like I said, we know we're in white, which is always surprising. I always do feel like, although maybe people are starting to drift away from it a bit, but it did feel like for a while there, drafting white was kind of difficult. You were always competing with people. Could be there was just quite a bit of white opened out of those initial packs, which I think is completely possible. All right, Thopter Spy Network with currently 1 artifact in deck. I mean, let me make sure there's nothing else in here that matters. Yeah, there really isn't. There's a Llanowar Empath in green, which is not as powerful, and there's a Charging Griffin and a Light and Ascetic. No, I mean, we just speculate. We'll take the Thopter Spy Network. If blue pans out, Thopter Spy Network's going to be bomb. If it doesn't pan out, we missed out on an Empath, which I 100% would play, but Spy Network is just so much stronger that I think we just take it. Okay, Abbott, which is good in red, but I probably just want the Knightly Valor. Nothing else really to note, but Knightly Valor is a great card. Very, very powerful aura. Works really well with Auramancer. That's a good reason to have Auramancer, because your Knightly Valor creature, I can assure you, becomes a big target. So being able to get it back is pretty huge. Well, Citadel Castellan is very strong. That kind of motivates me when I stick to the green-white plan. I mean, there's Anchor to the Aether. I can move in. See, the problem is I currently have 1 guy out of my 13 that works with Thopter Spy Network. That is not very good. There's really nothing I could pick here, like, except Alchemist Vial that works with it. I probably just want the Citadel Castellan. This card is so strong. I never get to play it. It works so well in our deck already. Going like Lieutenant Castellan Alpha is insane. That is like a 5. That's like a 4 or 5, a turn 4 or 5 kill, pretty much. I didn't do the math on that, but someone can probably calculate that out for you. Yeah, we're gonna take the Castellan. This card is phenomenal. Okay, Timberpack Wolf here seems fine. Yeah, seems good. I like it. I like Timberpack Wolf. Interesting. Nothing here really matters. I could take the Gorger. I think it's a take it or leave it sort of thing. I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds. We're going to play it, so I'm okay with that. Ravaging Blaze. I mean, it does seem like we're getting some red this direction, but I'm okay sticking to our white-green plan at this point. We're certainly getting the goods for that as well. I do think Ravaging Blaze is very strong, and we saw a few Sergeants, but I'm going to take this Tactician pretty happily, actually. All right, Grasp seems like something I'd want, but Totem Guide Heart of Beast is just going to be insane with Knightly Valor and Suppression Bonds. It's like exactly the value that a deck like ours is looking for. I love it. Wow. That is a late Aven. Very happily taking that. Great card. Titanic Growth, like right up this deck's alley. I mean, we are just solid green-white beatdown at the moment. Mighty Leap I might play. We've got at least a few. I probably don't want the Tactics, to be honest. I don't really like Tactics very much. I think it's a fine card in general, but it just doesn't seem like something that's likely to make the deck, nor is Heavy Infantry, to be honest. But everything else seems good. Maybe even Auramancer is going to get the boot. We'll see. Gas Battle Priest. Not super likely to play that. All right. The Oak Dock sideboard, maybe. So I like our green-white plan. Obviously, we're kind of forcing our way into green because of like Castellan, Alpha, and some combat tricks, which I admit maybe means we could have made like red-white work better, especially this direction. But I just really don't have a problem focusing on white and supplementing with green for this deck. With Castellan now, especially like maybe we even see a second Castellan and or a second Alpha. More combat tricks would be just fine. Stalwart Avon is a very nice turn one pick here. Got just great blue cards though. But yeah, Claustrophobia, Tower Geist, and Aeronaut. We're gonna take Alpha or Avon rather. Avon's great. Happy to first pick that in a green-white beatdown deck. Yeah, I mean, this deck looks good. I think our plan is going to work just fine. We're a little bit removal light, but not enough where I'm concerned. Like Mighty the Masters, Titanic Growth, Mighty Leap for combat tricks, Celestial Flare, Suppression Bonds for removal. We even have the Heart of Beast for extra Knightly Valor, Suppression Bonds value, which I think is great. I do think Auramancer's sketchy for the most part. This card's tough to make work. Anointer, geez, and there's a second Suppression Bonds. I think I probably just want Anointer with the renowned guys we have. Going like Anointer into Lieutenant is pretty insane. I do think Suppression Bonds is good too. That's tough. I still think I want Anointer. This card is so good with Renown, especially, but in general, just does not make for good blocks. Hope to wheel Mighty the Masses again. Evolutionary Leap, could take it. Otherwise, it's just like clear the forward order. We can't really make Leap work that well in this deck. It is good with the Hanger Backwalker if he's got a bunch of stuff on him. But what are the guys I want to sacrifice, really? I mean, it's good in response to removal. In response to your removal, sack the guy, find something else. It's a good value pick. How much it's probably more exciting than Cleric of the Forward Order and Amperin Tactician. There are times where Evolutionary Leap is just Omega value, but usually when you're in more of a tokeny thing, the problem is we don't have any bomb creatures in here. We actually have 0 bomb creatures. Like Hangerback Walker is not a bomb creature. Citadel Castellan is bomb, but only when it's renowned, really. Guess I take it anyway for potential values. Take it. I think it's fine. It's not terribly exciting, like I said. All right, Knightly Valor number 2 seems great, though. There's Sword of the Animist, which is also good, but Knightly Valor is just insane. I love this card. Helm of the Gods. I wish we had more auras now. I think we just have what? Our enchantments. Yeah, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not enough. Empath seems great, though. We'll take the foil one. A little more exciting. Ooh, Foundry. We're 1 card short of a deck. We could take Foundry for values, but Knight of the Pilgrim's Road is pretty good in this deck with like Anointer and combat tricks. Like we're gonna end up with enough creatures though. But then again, I'm not gonna run Auramancer. God, Foundry's good. Foundry is good. I want at least 2 more creatures. I just really like Foundry when you're getting flooded. It's just such a nice card to... It's definitely won me games in the flooded situations. We're a bit color intensive, but not like really. No, I'm going to take Foundry. I don't know if it's right. We'll find out. Could have been a greedy pick, but I just like it too much. All right, I don't like Jailer very much. I don't like Caterpillar, but I'm going to take it for sideboard. It's a nice sideboard option. All right. Patron seems like a bomb pickup for us here. Happily taking that, especially in a deck that's got a bunch of renown. Goldforge Sentinel, sure. I don't really want it, to be honest, but maybe we'll find a better pickup. I mean, I could take the Veteran Sidearm, but... Or the Gather the Pack, maybe? No, I don't like either of them. Guess I take Sidearm. I don't think we're playing it, though. All right, Tactician I will take. I think we're going to play that over the Battle Priest. I think I'd rather have a 4/4 flyer than a 3/3 gain 3 life flyer. I think that's right. But Tactician here's fine. It's actually good. None of these cards matter. We'll take an infantry, I guess. I did lose against Revenant recently. This deck looks great. This deck looks very good. A little bit removal light. Like I said, I did pass a suppression bonds for an Anointer, which I don't regret, because we have a few renowned guys now. Lieutenant, Double Avon, Castellan. Maybe that's it, but still. It's not like you need renown to make it good. You really don't. You just basically, any creature just attacks better with Anointer. Like I said, it's really one of those cards that lets you just keep pressuring. It really makes it difficult to block. I'm curious how good Evolutionary Leap's going to be in this deck. I think it's going to be fine. I actually like it with the Foundry. That's kind of cool. And I'm still happy we picked up Foundry. Like I said, in situations where you're flooded, I really think Foundry helps with that problem. How good is Mighty Leap in general? It's not insane, but in a deck that is removal light, I think it's fine. I could also cut Mighty Leap for like a veteran sidearm. So I just have more equip options rather than combat trick options. They're both like equally kind of unexciting. What's good about sidearm is that it sticks around. What's good about Leap is that you can find like opportunities to just get in for a ton of damage. I actually don't know what's better. I think I'm going to stick with the Leap. I never really play this card in the format very much, mostly because I feel like I don't play a ton of white. But that's not necessarily true. I play white when it's open, clearly. Double Knightly Valor seems really good. All right, well, this deck's pretty obvious. We're focusing on the white, and we get to splash the green. So we probably don't need more than like 6 forests plus Evolving Wilds, 7 green sources for 7 green spells, none of which are color intensive. We really want to hit that double white fast for both Flare and Lieutenant. Goldforge Sentinel is pretty unexciting, I admit, but I think it's a fine thing to have at the top end. All right, let's combine up here. Let's bring in Evolving Wilds and Foundry. Let's make it so we only have 6 forests, so 10 white, 7 green. I think that's just fine. Really only need 1 green to function. This deck's cool. I like it. I think it's a pretty solid looking green-white beatdown. Like I said, green I don't think was actually open, but we're like almost... We're just supplementing with green, and the green cards that we got to supplement I like quite a bit. So I think this deck's good, and I think it could play very well for us. So we'll see you round 1.